Hi, I'm Russell Stannard. Welcome to the course Assessment and Evaluation in the Flipped Classroom. This is the second collaboration between NILE and teachertrainingvideos.com. This course, of course, is about assessing and evaluating our students in the flipped classroom. But a lot of the skills and the tools that you're going to learn about on this course are relevant to other areas of teaching and learning, whether it be blended learning or online. This is a highly practical course, so the focus will be on learning a few key skills and also learning some practical tips and ideas around how to assess and evaluate our students. Our previous collaboration has been a massive success and we were shortlisted for the British Council Elton's Award. I'm confident that this course will be just as good. So what are you going to learn on this course? Well, it's called Evaluation and Assessment in the Flipped Classroom, and I think the first thing I would say is the flipped classroom is a form of blended learning. It's a form of blended learning that organises the learning content in terms of lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. So all the tools and techniques that you're going to learn while doing this course can easily be applied as well to any blended learning context. So essentially this is a hands-on course, a very practical course where you will develop both the techniques and the tools that would allow you to evaluate your students in a flipped classroom context. Now, if we actually look at the course, then really it tries to do three things. First of all, we focus on what is the flipped classroom, what is blended learning, and what does that mean in terms of the learning that's taken place. And what we can notice is that in a flipped classroom context or in a blended learning context, students are developing different skills, and so we need to make sure that our assessments and evaluations reflect these different skills. So we're going to consider how this new form of delivering content and its impact on the learning that takes place in the classroom. How can we effectively evaluate and assess that? And to do that, we're going to learn a whole range of formative assessment tools and techniques as well. So hopefully through the technologies that I introduce to you and the techniques that I introduce to you, you will learn a whole range of new skills and technologies that will allow you to assess your students in a more effective way that's more related to the skill set that they develop inside a flipped classroom or a blended learning context. Now, very important both for your students as well as for you on this course is the opportunity to reflect on what you're learning. In a flipped classroom context, we're trying to, amongst other things, develop the students' autonomy, and a key part of that is getting the students to reflect on what they're learning and think about the value of it and how it might be useful to them in the future, etc. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on this course. As you work through the different tools and technologies and techniques that I'm going to introduce you to, you get a chance to reflect and evaluate these tools and techniques and think about them in your own learning context. At the end of this course, you really should have the skill set and the knowledge to evaluate and assess students much more effectively in a flipped classroom context. But as I've also said, it would also apply to other blended learning contexts as well.